joke you broke. Your love life's the old way. It's like you're always stuck in second gear. But when it hasn't been your day, we belong.
Crikey! Hello mates, I'm your host, Starla Tagaktak, and you're watching Nat Bio Lab. Today we'll be talking about angiosperms. What are angiosperms, you ask? They are seed-bearing vascular plants, which are flowers and trees, just like this guy. Angiosperms are the largest and most diverse group within the kingdom Plantae.
I'll be there for you.
Hello everyone, I'm Isati Sluhan and we are here at the Botanical Gardens. Just about everywhere, as you can see, are angiosperms. This is just one of many places where angiosperms can be found. Angiosperms are the largest but youngest phylum of the kingdom Plantae. Angiosperms are found in terrestrial and aquatic habitats. It's one of the most evolved phylums in the plant kingdom. Therefore, it has become so good at reproducing and living on land. Angiosperms dominate all the major terrestrial zones of vegetation. So there are two classes, monocots and dicots. Examples of some dicots are cactuses, most trees, and lots of flowers. Some examples of monocots are grasses, palm trees, and bamboo.
The structure of angiosperms is actually quite simple, and because angiosperms are the dominant phylum of plants today, most of the plants you encounter in your everyday life will most likely be angiosperms. All angiosperms, including monocots, which have one cotyledon in its embryo and grow one leaf at a time, and have flowers with petals of multiples of 3, and dicots, which have 2 cotyledons in its embryo and grow 2 identical leaves at the same time, and have flowers with petals that grow multiples of 4 and 5, will have 2 main sections, roots and shoots. The root section consists of the organism's main root, which appear to be a continuation of the stem diving as deep into the soil as possible. The subroots, which branch off from the main root, branching off from this root, will give the plant a firm grasp to the soil, preventing it from being uprooted easily. In the shoot section of the angiosperm, you have the stem or the trunk leading to branches. Some branches hold leaves while others hold buds that will eventually bloom the plant's flowers. If you look right here into this flower, you might be able to see some of the stamens, carpels, and tiny pollen grains that are a part of the angiosperm reproductive system.
Hi, my name is Nicole and today I will be discussing how angiosperms reproduce. The reproduction cycle takes place in the flowers of the plant. And consists of 2 stages. The first stage is pollination and the second stage is fertilization. In the pollination stage, it starts with the wind insects or animals transferring the pollen from the male part of the flower, which is the stamen, to the female part of the flower, which is the pistil. It then goes into the fertilization stage, which is when the pollen lands on the stigma of the flower, which is on the top of the pistil, then goes down the pollen tube to reach the ovary. Once it gets to the ovary, the pollen, which is the sperm cell, and the egg join together and create a zygote. The zygote then goes, and then you have the endosperm, which has all the necessities needed for the seed to be able to make its own plant. Okay, stop. Okay. Then the flower will create a fruit to protect the seeds for when it's ready to disperse. For the dispersal, it usually happens when wind, water, or animals eat the fruit to then spread the seeds so they can grow and create their own plants, or become their own plants. Some flowers either only only have the female structure or the male structure, which is then making the flower incomplete. If it only has the male structure, it's called the staminate. If it only has the female structure, it's called a carpellate. Only having one of those structures makes it very difficult for them to reproduce.
In angiosperms, the sporophyte generation is dominant. That is because it is the one photosynthesizing, and it is the one we see. Not only that, but it has a larger mass. We're done.
Oh, didn't see you there. Aren't angiosperms cool? Well, they actually play a huge role in our environment. They are the ultimate food source for birds, mammals, and insects. In addition, flowering plants provide pharmaceuticals, timbers, ornaments, and other commercial products. Flowers also give us natural medicine that can aid humans and some animals. Let's do a standing up one. Okay, my leg is falling asleep. Okay, action! Okay. Well, without angiosperms, the world would be a duller place without the colors of flowering plants. How can they be harmful, you ask? Well, some angiosperms can cause physical irritation, just like this cactus behind me. And be poisonous, like poison ivy. So, beware, kids.
Well, that's a wrap.
If you want to see more, tune in next week to Nat Bio Lab.